All right, Steve's there with his camera crew, Alex.
Yes, so let's get back to the breaking news of the tanker spill. Steve, what are you seeing?
Well, right here, you can see this is Union where we're talking, and the Bethlehem police and the Bethlehem, every department is here, and they've closed off this street, and it looks like somebody must have brought a tanker truck in case they could need it to sop up this gasoline. And so look at this, ambulance crews, fire crews, everybody has blocked the street off. And a man named Troy, who said, hey, I watch you every morning, is part of the crew that is trying to figure this out and clean this up. And so he was going down there, and he says, we're going down with meters right now and see if we can get this stuff up. And I said, are you going down there, sewers? He goes, we're putting meters down. Greg, come over here. Somebody's trying to get by you in emergency vehicle. So they don't even know how much is down there and where it went and did it flow. And not only is this a curved road, but you can see it's a hilled road. There is yellow tape closing off streets all around. And the obvious question you're going to ask that you couldn't get from the helicopter is, do you smell gasoline? Yes. It's like we're in a gas station. It's not overpowering, but we are safely far back. And it could be I'm smelling it from this truck here, right, with the Dalton delivery service, because that's obviously a tanker. So that's the scene here, but there is yellow tape all around, and these streets are real little streets. It's almost like you're in New Hope. There's all these little back streets, like this one right here. It looks like a driveway. See where it says Fenchel Street? So these neighborhoods are all interconnected, and then if you look straight down the sidewalk, you see all these people just huddled together. So obviously the danger is not so bad if all these people are here on this street where we are. But where is that in relation to where the truck is overturned? I can't see that here. Greg, do you see it at all? So we can't see it at our location. But again, we just got off the road and pulled over when we saw this, and we figured let's set up and talk to everybody and at least get them the latest. And thanks for Troy telling us that they're putting meters down. And I looked on the street and I didn't even see any sewers here, but there are sidewalks here, and you would think, where does the water all go? And remember, this area just got a wintry mix earlier this week, so we noticed that brine that was on the street that Bob talked about, and I don't think you can slip on that, but who knows what was going on. You know, people always drive too fast. And Mike, do you recall, you and I were on the air, and this is a few years ago, and this was after Good Day. We broke in, and it was that off-ramp off the Betsy Ross Bridge where a tanker overturned, and that was on a hill and a curve, right. And the gasoline went down the sewer, and the flames were shooting out of all the sewers.
That's what.
And I took that every day at the time, the Moorestown, so I knew that intimately, and I had just passed there an hour before that accident, and that's when I realized the danger when gasoline goes down into the sewer system, and then it ignites, and then you see flames shooting out in several locations, and there's really no way to battle that flame.
No.
And remember, there was a neighborhood over there, Mike. It went down the hill. It burned the signs and trees. So thankfully, we don't have that situation here. Nothing ignited. Everybody safely got out, safely evacuated, and it looks like they got something manageable here, hopefully.
Yeah.
But you see the fire department obviously on standby, and it's always good to see ambulances where the crews are just standing around waiting and not working.
Yeah.
That's also a positive
They're
sign.
still going to have to take time and flush the sewers of all the gasoline. We also are setting the camera, which is almost there, to that middle school where there's a bunch of people, probably hundreds of people gathered because they're out of their homes.
About 400 homes, we were told, were evacuated because of this situation. So who knows how long they'll have to be there. And remember, they were woken up in the middle, earlier this morning. It was like 2:45 in the morning. So imagine most people are asleep at that time, getting woken up saying, hey, you have to go. So they probably, who knows what they're able to bring with them, and who knows how long they'll be at that middle school waiting.
Probably
yes,
a lot
Steve?
of slippers. Steve.
Yeah, and we're going to give you a shot. So they're not row homes here in Bethlehem, but Greg's going to pan to the left. There's a lot of little homes that are pretty close to each other. So that's why you have so many homes in this neighborhood. It's bunched up. These are old brick houses, a very old neighborhood, but it is a very congested neighborhood. And
a lot of people.
you know, you got a feel for these people. It's shivering cold up here too, and all those folks probably were all asleep when this happens, and have funny banging on your door and telling you to not even grab anything, just get out. That is always almost like a nightmare scenario. You're thinking, is this real or am I dreaming this? Yeah. And it was real for them. And I'm sure as soon as they hit that cold air, where the wind chill must have been close into the 20s up here, these are the higher elevations Sue always talks about when you're getting close to the Poconos. But boy, I can tell you, it is very cold air up here right now, and we have sunrise. but hopefully those people are warming up in the school. And we noticed coming on our phones when we were looking at all the alerts, the local school is opening at least 2 hours late. And you got to wonder if that school that they're using as an evacuation center will even open today, because it's needed for something more important than learning today.